Welcome to the Evolving But Backwards podcast.
Hello and welcome to Evolving But Backwards. My name is Joey.
My name is Marios.
What's your last name, Marios?
Έλα μωρέ μαλάκα.
What's your last name? Say it. I want to hear you say it.
Okay, it's Papa something.
Spyro Papa something.
Okay.
Exactly.
Last week, Joy actually made an Instagram. Go and follow us. Evolving But Backwards. And Joy made a small reel about how he made me accept the last name Papa something.
Listen, I was really impressed with my psychological tactics. I'm not gonna lie. I was doing it without even realizing I was doing it.
Malaka, when you do it every single episode, every single week, okay, what do you expect?
It's called conditioning.
Okay, welcome for another week with us to
Ne.
Evolving But Backwards, episode 14.
Usually you ask me what episode is
What
this,
episode
Joey?
is it, Joy?
Marius is episode number 14. Oh, 13? Shit.
It's 14, more malaka.
It's 14.
Yes.
We're old, Dre. It's 14, really?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes. The next one is the season finale, which is episode 15.
Can we give a little teaser about next week's episode? Not necessarily what it's about. Can I just say, I want to say it with my own words from me to you, my lovely, lovely friends and listeners. It's going to be explosive. It's going to be more explosive than a night out where you eat a lot of Chipotle or Mexican food. It will be life-changing, altering. It's going to be... I'm hyping it too much. What if it turns out to be bad?
Are you going to give more info? Because you said you want to tease, but this is not
Nah,
teasing.
it's about... Should I just give what it's about? Or no, just a tease? What do you think?
Stay until the end of this episode.
At the end. But I will give a teaser towards the end. But seriously, it's gonna be like dope as hell. You're gonna you're gonna love it. Fucking love it.
Anyway, next episode is going to be the season finale for season 1. And we do hope that you're going to enjoy the last episode, as it's going to be a banger of an episode.
Absolutely.
And then we're going to let you go for the rest of the summer. And we're going to talk again in September for season 2.
We're gonna come back with season 2, guys. Now that we have a budget, we're gonna really impress you. We're gonna be like on a next level shit. You know what I'm saying?
Kala, okay, chill. We're gonna try our best.
Where's the confidence? I don't like this.
The most confidence.
Exactly.
Okay, about the statistic of the podcast, we have successfully had more than 1,000 views.
Yay.
In total, which is malaka, it's crazy, it's loco.
It's insane.
Thank you for all the support. Go and subscribe on YouTube as well, please.
And in the Instagram.
And the Instagram.
We're gonna post some fun memes there.
Today, Joey has taken the personality of an 80-year-old Southern Texan man or something.
You know it's my dream to have a Southern accent. Tespa, as the Greeks say, Tespa. One sweet day, I'm gonna be Southern as fuck, y'all. So Southern, I'm gonna fuck my... Anyway, moving on.
Popo, you're retarded.
Thank you.
Okay, before we talk about today's episode, that it will be nice. It's like something that we are very... It's actually based on our most popular episodes, and because we actually like to talk about this. But before we go there, Joy, how was your week so far?
Should I be cryptic as always? My week so far has been great. It was amazing. I had another mini mental breakdown, but you know what? I recovered from it, so that's what counts.
Bravo, Joy.
Thank you, Mario Smo.
Anything that you want to point out specifically?
Wait. I want to give a shout out to somebody. I want to give a shout out to Nala. Nala is a dog, but...
Nala the judge.
No. I swear to God, I'm just gonna say, I don't promote things. I don't even promote myself, even though I'm worth promoting because I'm a good person, I think, on my best days. But Nala the judge is the weirdest dog you will ever see. It's a dog with a human face and emotions and body language. She's not normal, and I say this with the most affection, but she's like a abomination in a cute way, though. Go check out Nala the Judge on Instagram. Really funny. I would just say some of the posts are in Greek. I am better because I don't speak Greek, so make them in English.
You don't speak Greek, right?
I speak the most Greek. I'm the most Greek. Yesterday, when the elections were announced, I was like legitimately sad. On my own country's election, I don't give a shit. I'm like, they're not gonna make they public again. Fuck, why? Tespa.
Kid you note, they said that now that they're gonna win and actually have more people, they're gonna change the institution. So expect to get as fucked.
More than they're doing to us now. You know, my electricity bill, it's stupid.
Bro, they have done all of this shit and they still got elected with a higher rate. They're gonna go even harder.
And I think as well, correct me if I'm not wrong, they won by a landslide margin that hasn't been seen in 20 years or something.
20 years, but for the like pre-crisis. So like 15 years.
That's a long time still.
Yes.
It's crazy. Guys, I want please see the light. Vote for the company that's gonna make day public, okay?
For the company.
For the party.
Okay, for me, it is around the elections, to be honest. I'm super sad today. Like, what the fuck? I'm gonna leave the country now.
Same.
Anyway, on Friday, like, okay, we were working throughout the week. On Friday, my cousin had his birthday. Shout out Mike.
Happy birthday, Mike.
And he took us out for eating and we went for beers, whatever.
Did he pay?
Yes.
Nice.
It's a Greek way.
Which I never understood. If it's your birthday in Greece, you pay for your friends, which everywhere else in the world is the other way around.
I thought that was the case, but since I met my girlfriend, she explained to me that when it's your birthday, they pay for you. I was like, what?
Which is the way of the world.
And now that I talk with more people about it, because it was pointed out to me, it seems that only we do it backwards and we're the poorest people ever. That if it's your name day, which is like as big as your birthday, you ask your friends out and you pay for everyone. When in every other country, apparently, and please write it in the comments below, now that we're on YouTube, apparently on your birthday or name day or whatever, everything else pays for you.
Yeah, and name day is not super common as well. We have it in the Lebanon, but in general, they don't have it in the world.
Write in the comments below what happened to your country.
Yes, ne.
Anyway, and then on Saturday, I went to my village and like for the elections and I went with my girlfriend. My brother was there, just a lot of food, coffees and whatnot. Then the weather is still like loco, still raining. So on Sunday it was like raining. I went to vote. I was excited. I was like, finally 4 years later we're gonna be free from this fucking government.
And surprise.
And while I was coming back to Athens, Malaka, I saw the elections like 21 points ahead, like percent. And I was like, what the actual fuck? Anything they do to us, we deserve it because we are so retarded. And I arrived at home like 11:30 because I left late from my village.
Tell them you went to vote as well. That's why you went to your village.
Did I not mention that? I think I did.
No, you didn't.
Okay. And I came in Athens like at 11. I arrived at the house like at the house at 11:30.
At the house.
11:30, and Malaga, I realized that I left work from Friday, and I had to work at like 11:30 the night while I was tired and heartbroken, and I slept at like 1:30 and I woke up to go to work. Anyway, that was my week. Not so fun, but what can we do?
What can we do? We are heartbroken, but we still have bugatsa. So ola kala.
Ola kala.
At the end of the day.
What is the topic of today, Joey?
Ooh, all right. I'm very excited about today's topic. My berry is tinkled.
It's something that we haven't done before.
No, never.
It's going to be something new.
Before I say it, I just want to introduce a saying that I would like for it to take off. When something makes you happy or interests you, just say it tinkled my berry. All right. So the topic of you should have seen Marius's face.
I'm just confused.
You're always confused with me. Ola kala. So the topic of today, it's one of our favorite, most popular topics, which we love discussing as well. Conspiracy theories. Say it.
Part 3, conspiracy theories.
Thank you. That's the vibe we're going for. Part 3, but what, Marios?
With a twist.
We twisted up.
Okay, so we both super like conspiracy theories. Like it was one of the first ideas that we had for the podcast, talk about conspiracy theories. And also based on the statistics of our episodes, these two are the most popular episodes that we have done. So apparently you also like them.
You like us.
And today we had a discussion, for today's recording, we had a discussion on the topic. And we had some different opinions. And then I was like, okay, what if we do conspiracy theories part 3, but with a twist? And the twist is...
And Joey said, what kind of twist? And Mario said...
The twist is that we're going to talk about conspiracy theories that were once conspiracy theories, but then proven to be true.
But I am.
Damn. So today we're going to do conspiracy theories part 3, but this time it's not going to be just conspiracy theories. It's going to be
together with it.
With a twist. Lol. So yes, like things that were a conspiracy once, but then proven to be true. We have some examples. There are like way more.
True.
Because even for the normal conspiracy theories that, okay, not about flat earth or aliens, to be honest, when there is smoke, there is usually a fire at some extent. So we're going to talk about the most confirmed ones and most shocking in a way that you're like, what the fuck?
These are like legit. Everybody said they were happening. Everybody told these people, y'all are fucking crazy. Go back where you came from. And then, plot twist, they were fucking right. I should stop cursing.
And also stop with the southern accent.
Why?
I don't know. It just feels wrong.
Okay.
Are you even from the south of Lebanon?
No, not even. I'm from the north.
You're from the north. Then what? I'm from the south of Greece. So at least I can do that.
True. You know, I come from the mountains of Lebanon. I am a mountain man. I come from the mountains. Ancestry and heritage-wise. But this is not the topic of today.
And what?
Ancestry and heritage-wise.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Me too, though. From the proud mountains of the Peloponnese.
Oh, okay.
Τι όμορφα, μαλάκα.
Ναι.
Okay, first conspiracy theory is the very famous CIA project MKULTRA.
Ooh. Okay.
Very fancy name, by the way.
It's a very ultra name. Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry.
It really felt like there was somebody at CIA saying, okay, we're going to do this. And then someone was like, okay, how do we market it? Let's call it MKUltra, Epic, Uber, something.
It has a ring to it.
And the thing with all of this in the United States, like in Greece, if something happens, we'll never figure it out. They'll never talk about it. Now in the United States, they do have this thing that everything at some point will be made public.
True, but that being said, there are still some scenarios here where it's literally people went and stole documents. Yes. So we are here to promote that.
Yes, we do have some activist jobs going on to actually provide this information. But also for the United States documents that they become public, because you can call something like a liability to the government, so you want to keep it secret, but for a specific amount of time, then you need to make it public. But then those are only the documents that are not like shredded and destroyed. And even from those documents, they can like black out specific parts. So in the end, you have like from a 100-page document, like 3 complete pages, because everything else is like blacked out.
No.
So, okay, this is not like perfect, but at least it exists and you can actually find stuff that happened in the past.
That's very admirable of the United States government, I have to say.
True.
Yeah.
But still, they shouldn't be able to like just black out whatever they don't want.
No, and they shouldn't do the shit in the first place.
Yes.
But hey, at least.
And to be honest, all of those, okay, most of those, like 90% of these conspiracy theories are from the past. They're like from the 20s to the 70s, which was the most like wild era. And also because it has been years, now the records are public, so you can actually see that, okay, yes, this happened.
And keep in mind, conspiracy theories that are going now and affecting us, we won't know about them until 20 years from
Exactly.
now.
Who knows that?
When the damage is done.
Yes, like for COVID, for example, there are a lot of conspiracies around COVID. Okay, in 80 years, they're going to say, yep, actually, it was like this.
Yeah.
There was a chip from Bill Gates in the vaccine.
Probably Mark Zuckerberg. We know him. I feel like we haven't given a shout out to Mark Zuckerberg.
Shout out to Mark Zuckerberg.
Love you, man.
Come as a guest.
Yes, please.
Okay, so MKUltra was a project from CIA, and they were using like LSD and shit like that, and a lot of different methods, from hypnosis to psychological fatigue, isolation, torture, to kind of brainwash people and make forced, how do you say that when you sign like Fuck.
You sound like a fuck.
I forgot how to English. Fuck.
What's the outcome?
Let's say I'm interrogating you and I want you to say yes.
Like a false confession.
Forced confession. That's what I was looking
You're
for.
very welcome.
You are a vocabulary on legs.
Honestly.
Thank you, Joy.
You're welcome.
So they were making it to brainwash people and to force confessions out of people. I think that was secret because they were using like LSD and illegal drugs.
Sounds like a good time to me.
Yes.
Anyway.
Yes, but malaka, they would fool you in like LSD and put you in a dark room with no sound, with no light, just to break your spirit. I mean, you're tripping at that point.
It's already broken. It's fine.
So the whole thing is that obviously they didn't have any authorization from anyone to just randomly abduct people and do that. There's also an added conspiracy theory to this, that they were doing this to soldiers to make them like killing machines, like brainwash them completely. And it was also a mission on Call of Duty Black Ops. Have you played it?
I know of it.
It was the first in the series of Black Ops, which was during the Cold Era. And the whole thing is that you were an American soldier that was
under these kind of...
you were under an influence. I don't remember if it was the Russians or the United States government, CIA, but you were under like some MKULTRA brainwash shit. And then in the end, they saw you that you were on a mission, and it cuts out, and you see that you are in the mission near JF Kennedy.
Okay.
So they're hinting on this. Anyway, so that was for MKUltra. I mean, we don't know the extent of what they used it for. And that's the thing, that back in the day, there was this conspiracy that they were either making killing machines or they were abducting people and doing experiments or whatever, which this cannot be proven because a lot of documents have been burned or blacked out in a way that you cannot read them. And the conspiracy back in the day was that they used it to brainwash people.
Yeah, and people were saying that, right?
Yes.
Average folk were saying, the government is doing this. But, whenever somebody says that without having any substantial evidence, they'll call them crazy, okay? But the cool thing about this is it turned out to be actually fucking true.
Exactly. We don't know the extent of the use of MKUltra and if indeed the government used it to brainwash everyone. But we know that MKUltra existed.
We don't know like the details. What was the end goal?
We knew how they used it, what they were doing, and the experiments that they were doing. And this was going from the 40s until the 70s, like for 30 years. We don't know where it was implemented though.
Yeah, but there were testimonials of people who have claimed, I don't know if it's substantiated, but they've claimed that they were one of these subjects and it literally fucked up their life. Like it wasn't a fun time,
Yes, but then because it's the CIA, obviously you cannot prove that.
Exactly. You cannot say, this person's a complete nut job, or indeed they went through it. But okay, I can imagine how having endured such a horrendous kind of period of time in your life where somebody's literally trying to break open your skull and plant ideas there, how that can affect you. I mean,
not us because we're minded men, but other lesser people.
I was gonna say this. I was gonna say, ain't nothing gonna break me except me. I'm the one who's gonna break me.
Bravo, Joy. High five.
High five.
Okay. Next.
Just very quickly,
yes.
I saw today, it's related to this somehow. I saw a dentist, an advertisement of a Greek dentist. Like the fillings to bleach your teeth and that kind of thing, it costs this much. And in the same poster, I lost it. In the same poster, hey, I also do hypnotherapy. I can help you beat addictions. Same poster. Dentist.
He was the same doctor. He was a dentist and also
he
could hypnotize you.
Yes. Amazing.
I mean, it sounds like a man of culture to me.
Honestly.
A very studied person, educated.
I lost my shizzle, honestly. But it tinkled my berry. Okay, so...
are you gonna try to make Tinkle My Berry happen?
Yes. It's gonna happen.
Are you the protagonist of Mean Girls?
No, I'm not trying to make fetch happen. I'm trying to make tinkle your berry. If something tinkles your berries, guys, no shame.
Since we're gonna start doing a vidcast on season 2, should we also wear only pink when we record?
And we should wear shirts where our tits are
and have this Mean Girls vibe for some reason. Anyway.
All right. So next topic that we have for you is something that's gonna sound like super flowy, but not in a good way, guys.
That's why you change the way that you speak and move. You cannot see how he moves right now, but he's like a
flowing.
fish. Yes,
I'm flowing. A love may... wait, a quote. I'm going to throw a quote in there. A bird may love a fish, but where would they live? So, next topic is...
That was so deep.
Did you drown?
Of course.
Okay, good. So, next topic is Bohemian Grove. I'm going to paint a picture for you.
Another very good name, Bohemian Grove.
Yeah, how fucking flowy, honestly. Guys, I want you to close your eyes, okay? Right now. You still have your eyes open. Fucking close them. I'm going to describe...
I have closed them though.
Okay. I'm going to describe what Bohemian Grove was. I want you to imagine a picturesque place in the middle of the woods, green trees everywhere, little squirrelies jumping on the trees, high-fiving each other, yes, thank you for the sound effects. Birds flying. There's a lake. Yeah, do the fly. Yeah. He's flapping his wings right now, Marius. So this picturesque place, and there's, let's say, just for imagination's sake, there's a cabin there. It's beautiful, it's relaxed. You would say, perfect vacation. I want to get away in the city. Wrong, human sacrifices. So what Bohemian Grove was and is, allegedly, I should say allegedly so I'm not sued. That's what they do in the media. Allegedly is a place where the most influential, powerful, and rich people in the world gather to kind of plot what's going to happen in the world.
And because we're very strong, powerful, influential, we also go there. So this is a testimonial pretty much. Okay?
That was a good one. Ella, these 2 episodes, you've been funny. It's not bad.
Fuck you, Roman. Like, I'm always funny.
Terribly, so ignore me. But yeah, there's a yearly meeting that happens there with all these powerful people. And they kind of sit together and plot what's going to happen. So kind of like, you know how some people say, the whole conflicts on the world are staged. Israel and Palestine, that kind of thing. Don't come at me. I'm just saying examples. Yeah. Like, it's all staged. It's because of this and this and this. It's kind of like that, the Bohemian Grove meeting that happens. Now, there have been video footage that have leaked on the interwebs. You can Google them if you want, where it shows these people together. Okay? So this is actually hecho. This is a fact that these people meet. And I'm not talking about, I'm rich, I'm gonna go. We're talking about...
The things that we leak the photos because we have been there.
Exactly.
So we know.
Exactly. Cat's out of the bag. We're talking about US presidents. We're talking about tycoons. We're talking about people with serious power. I don't remember which president it was. Maybe Marius, you can Google it.
I remember I was listening to a documentary about Bohemian Grove a few months back, and pretty much, I mean, okay, some wild shit go there, you know, like sex parties and orgies or whatever. The thing is that I remember, I think it was like Bush Senior with his son.
Yeah.
So you know how lobbying works, that you have politicians lobbying for companies so that they can implement rules.
Yeah, like basically companies go to Capitol Hill, the government, and they push their agendas there.
Yes. So what is the mentality of Bohemian Grove is that you have a lot of influential and powerful people from industry, from politicians, whatever. So they get to meet each other and tell them, okay, if you're going to work with me, I'm going to promote you to do this and that. So the whole thing is that this is a form of secret society, let's say, in a way that is not exactly secret society. It's more like a party for very influential people to go and do meetup and then lobby with each other, let's say.
Yeah, it's kind of like low-key.
You can literally Google it and see like photos from Nixon and Reagan and I don't know where.
It's legit.
Yes, it is. And it says here Bohemian Grove is a restricted 2,700-acre compound at Bohemian Avenue in Monte Rio, California, United States, belonging to a private San Francisco-based gentlemen's club known as the Bohemian Club.
Gentlemen's Club, you hear it right away, rich people.
And there is a photo from them from 1967, and we have Ronald Reagan, Harvey Hancock, Richard Nixon, and some other people that like already have like 3 United States presidents in one photo, hanging out in a gentleman's club.
Imagine. And there have been allegations, allegedly, that, other than the wild orgies that happened there. I mean, I don't want to imagine these people having an orgy, but okay. Now it's in my mind.
Is it so bad?
Oh, I guess not. But also, there is a video. I don't know the legitimacy of this video. But honestly, if it quacks like a dog and walks like a dog, I'm not going to call it a chicken, you know? where it was seen that there was somebody burning, like they're burning someone, like a human sacrifice or something like that, which is pretty fucked up. When we went there, that didn't happen, but probably they knew we were highly influential influencers, so they didn't want that on the internet. But that aside, it is a very interesting thing, and it's something that's kept very hush-hush. It's not advertised. These presidents or whatever, they don't go and say, I'm going to the Bohemian Club to have a meeting or something like that.
That's the thing, like, even though the most powerful people from media, politics, companies go there, like, no one kind of knows it.
Yeah, it's not advertised. So it's very low-key, and let's face it.
And it's from 1898 or something. It's like 200 years old.
Everything that's ever happened to you that is wrong in your life, it's their fault, guys.
It all started in Bohemian Grove. There was some politician there saying, Joe is sad. Let's fuck him up.
Yeah.
This is how it started.
Definitely.
And they didn't know that we were behind the tree looking at them.
Siento. By the way, I just finished my snooze, and I just want to say I'm not throwing up like somebody. I'm not going to say his name.
That bit's of a friend of mine. Shout out to George.
George, you're the best.
Thank you for coming to the podcast.
We should have him another time. We should have George another
time.
People loved you, George.
Yes, they did.
Yeah. I don't know why. People have no taste. But they loved you.
Okay. Segue to the next topic, as we're talking
segue.
Right? Talking about politicians and very strong people and whatever. So the next conspiracy theory that came out to be true is the surveillance of the public.
That was a huge one. That one rocked the world, eh?
It was. So it's not only this person. Like, I will add more. So after 2001 and 9/11, a lot of things changed globally. Okay, security in airports, surveillance, and they had this thing in the United States, the Patriot Act.
The Patriot Act.
I couldn't speak.
Don't worry.
So if you talk shit about the government, pretty much you're against the government. That was the vibe.
Yeah.
And everybody back in the day was saying that, okay, guys, you are like overdoing it with surveillance and checking out people or whatever. And they're like, no, we don't. Everything is okay.
Everything's beautiful.
And then we have these two activists in a way, these two people, which is Edward Snowden and Julian Assange from WikiLeaks.
Nah,
do you know him?
Of course. Two hugely controversial figures as well. I don't understand why, but keep going.
So now, out of the blue, you have like a reporter and an IT guy, pretty much, right? That they come out leaking that actually, you know what? The government is surveilling everyone.
It's actually like fucking checking your inbox, listening to your ongoing calls, making requests to Google, Facebook, Apple to have your data. It's huge. I know a lot of people, just let me preface this. A lot of people are like, whatever, like, it's huge, guys. Anybody, okay, for you, you don't care your nudes leak out. Fine, me neither. But, some other people would care. Maybe I lost the point there.
No, but I mean, Joy, like, if your nudes leak and someone says you're a huge dick, they will then call you and be like, Joy, come and play on porn movies. And be like, guys, no, let me be. I don't want to do that. It's going to be exhausting.
Honestly.
So also those people got really fucked from the system. Majorly fucked. So you have two people that they did like an activist job to show to everyone that, okay, guys, this is what happened. They are surveilling you. You were right. Like, and with data to back it up. You have one of them, Snowden, that literally fled to Russia to evade his own country because they would say you're a traitor, when he literally just said, okay, the government's surveilling everyone.
Yeah. So
he fled from his country for his life, and they're still trying to get him back.
But they're still trying to extradite him. He's secret. There was an amazing interview with John Oliver that he did with Snowden. It was because he's a comedian. It was filled with comedy, but also very informative. And I could see in that interview he was broken. Like Snowden.
But Malaka, balls of steel. The guy was like, he found all of this and was like, okay, fuck the government, boom, and fled.
But you know what? He didn't do it. This is the distinction, that they're calling him traitor. He betrayed his country and he gave out information that could damage the USA. Now, I'm sure there's more to the documents than maybe we're aware of. I don't know. Maybe some names were leaked that shouldn't have been leaked. I don't know.
And what, is it okay for a government to surveil their whole people?
But that's the point. The thing is, the U.S. government has always claimed, and any government, again, not to put the USA on blast, any government that's saying we're not surveilling you, and then somebody comes with receipts and tells you, you little piece of malaka, you're not a bugatsula, you are lying, you are actually spying on your own people. And it's the information showed it's not, we're spying on another country, not okay either, but maybe more acceptable. They were spying on, I think, hundreds of thousands of people, Americans.
This is what's happening in Greece right now. We have a scandal they call the Greek Watergate, where the government is surveilling the general of the army. They are surveilling the enemies of the government, like the other parties. They're, like from the opposition from the opposition reporters.
Yeah.
And they have the facts, and like, yeah, actually someone is surveilling, but we don't actually know who it is. So
I heard that, man.
So you're actually saying that
that's worse.
Yeah, either I'm useless, so someone's surveilling the fucking army of the country and the government, I just know who it is, or it is you need to go to jail. But they're like, we don't know.
We're not sure.
So malaka, yes, fucking show it to the people. Like, the people need to
Absolutely.
know. And also the double standard with politicians, that you cannot tap someone's phone to listen, but okay, we can do it. It's okay. Fuck you, malaka.
Of course. It's fundamentally wrong, because once you allow a government to spy on whoever it wants of its citizen, we're talking, where does the line end?
Yeah, but I remember it when I was a kid, that there was this conspiracy theory that the government is spying on anyone, and everybody was like, no, they don't care, lala. And then you have Assange and Snowden just literally coming out with proof of surveilling everyone. And it was a huge one, Malaka.
It was a huge one. And
Malaka Assange hasn't been out of a prison cell for the past 20 years or something.
And I don't understand as well why people say they are traitors. Maybe you can explain to me. I don't understand why these people are traitors when really they're... I'll speak about Snowden more than Assange, because I don't know... I'm not very familiar with all the details of his story. I'm more familiar with Snowden's. I don't understand how somebody can call Snowden a traitor. Again, when he is literally pointing out that the government is doing something when they said they're not.
Okay, first of all, he fled to Russia. That on its own.
Because I'm sure, listen, he heard that he's going to get arrested. And he's like, I'm in his mind,
maybe
he's doing his civic duty.
Yeah, maybe actually he sold intel to Russia. Why would Russia accept him?
Okay,
and also, when you have a data leak from information, who tells that he didn't have all of the names of every double agent operation?
No, this is what I'm saying. Like, he should. I don't know if he did release them. He should never have released anything.
Okay, we're not gonna talk about.
You opened it. I'm like,
you asked. We're not gonna make it a political episode, but we're talking about the part of, and we're not saying if it's right or wrong. Okay, it happened, but the part of the conspiracy theories that everybody was like, okay, the government after 2001, after 9/11 is surveilling everyone, and everybody was like, no, what are you saying? They don't, and then boom, they actually did.
No, again, there's that's my problem. I always see two sides of the same argument that okay, they are, let's say they're saying that they're surveilling their own citizens because they have suspicion that these people are gonna commit terrorist acts or something like that.
Yeah, but in that mentality, it's like I'm not gonna drive a car because I might have a car accident.
No, I agree, because then it's very, very dangerous territory, because then you can say, I suspect you, I don't like your color, I suspect you of being a terrorist. You know what I mean? It's wrong.
It's what the government was doing before the elections, because there was like a party like to the far right that was getting so many votes that they were afraid they were going to go into the government. The guy was like, okay, we're talking about the Nazis right now. Kids.
The Sun, what is it called? The Golden Party. I remember
Golden Dawn was the original.
Yes. Yeah, they got dismantled because they were doing illegal stuff.
They killed people. So they were in jail. So now there is like a guy that was their second man, whatever, and that he made his own party. He's like far right, Nazi, whatever, and he would make it to the parliament. And the government made the law so that they don't allow him, so they block him. Which, to me, to be honest, obviously I don't want the Nazis to be in the parliament, but then are
What's
they?
The line?
Yeah, are we not allowed?
Scary.
Do we not have democracy?
It's scary.
And then the government came up with a law saying that, like putting as a, I don't know how you call it.
Minimum.
Like he had like 2 points saying that okay, to be able to be in the parliament and create a party, you shouldn't be a convicted felon, for example.
Mean, that's a good rule.
Yeah, but this one should be like one and done. And then they put a second point that, and if your party's activities do not seem to comply with democracy, which is
That's
super
scary.
open
That's
to
vague.
interpretation.
Yeah.
Then you can take the Communist Party. It's not so democratic, it's communists, you know? It opens the road to different interpretations of you give the power to someone, to a government, to dictate what is right and what's wrong.
Exactly. This is why, for example, I don't use Twitter. I hate Twitter, to be honest. But I like the ideology that Elon Musk is applying to Twitter, where he is more left-leaning, right? More democratic and all of that. Whatever it is, maybe centrist. But he's actually unblocking people on the right that say things that he doesn't agree with. So the problem is, this is very similar to censorship. So I don't believe in censorship in any way or form. Anybody should be able to say anything they want and then deal with the consequences. That's their cross to bear, right? You want to say, I don't know, let's kill all these people. Okay, that's super fucked up. Obviously, I would never agree to any such a statement.
I might not agree with you, but you should have the right to speak
You
your
should have the right, Then deal with the social implications that come to that. But you cannot say, you cannot have a government which says that, he thinks, I don't know, just a stupid example, guys, women should stay in the kitchen or something like that. It's dumb.
You're so sexist.
You know what I mean? And then, obviously, a wrong statement, but people should be able to say it. They're dumb for saying it, but they have the freedom to say it. Because even though I don't personally agree with that, but if I'm gonna dictate that, I don't like this, so this group of people cannot say what they want, when they are in power and in the majority, they can come to you and tell you, you know what? No, you can't really say that because it's wrong. So imagine your deepest belief, something you really believe in with all your heart, and somebody comes and tells you, you are not free to actually verbalize or say what you believe in. So yeah, absolutely. This kind of reminded me of that. That's why.
Yeah, but also you can see, if I'm not mistaken, in Germany, even though we do have a democracy and freedom of speech, you're not allowed to speak for Nazis, which kind of makes sense. Obviously, why?
There's history there, but still.
But then you allow a government to have the power over what you're gonna say.
You're censoring.
I super understand the mentality behind it,
and it's complicated because there's hate crimes involved.
And to be honest,
well.
look, you might trust your government, but you're giving away too much power that they can then use against you. The more freedom they take from you, the more they're gonna use it in their favor.
Yeah, have you heard of the quote? Power corrupts. Absolute power absolutely corrupts. Something like that.
And also you can see in a lot of countries, they tried to do it in Greece, but thankfully they did. And I think they have done it in Spain, where they censor art. Yeah. What the government deems not democratic or promotes violence. And when you talk about art, it could be a painting, a graffiti, an art, a song, whatever.
Poem,
then you are legally subject to, I don't know, get arrested or whatever, because your art is promoting.
Listen, I know the subject's complicated.
All those freedoms that we have today, and we're happy about them,
somebody died for them.
Exactly. Yeah. So we shouldn't let go of them so easily. So just to go back to Snowden before we proceed, maybe he ended up doing shit like that have a political extent. Yeah. But on the basic human right that people need to know what is going on, it's legit.
Absolutely, yeah. Completely.
I got so deep with this topic. I want to vape now.
Vape? Go for it. Yeah. But again, I just want to very quickly to end the subject. I know it's more complicated than that. I know because then hate speech is a thing and it might promote violence and that kind of thing. But still, it's a very slippery slope when you give power to a government. I really believe in small government. I believe there should be some sort of regulations in general in a civilized society, but not with speech.
If governments work the way that they were meant to be, I don't know, years ago, sure. Yeah. But as they are today, that they work like private corporations, no, malaka. Fuck it, let's... Anarchy.
Anarchy. In the South, we don't let the government fucking tell us what to do. We just fucking on.
Bravo, Joy. And going from the topic of government surveilling the people, we have...
we have something super interesting called, let me try to say it correctly, COINTELPRO. I forgot English for a second.
COINTELPRO.
I think it's the most easy words that mess up my mind.
Which is short for counterintelligence program.
Yes. So what this program was, Super dank, all right? So there were whispers in the 50s and 60s and 70s that the government was actually...
Not the government, it was the...
Federal Bureau of Investigation.
How cool of a name. FBI, Federal Bureau of Investigation.
You know what
Central Intelligence Agency.
You know what MI5 means?
We discussed last time. It was like
It's like
wait.
MI5 blah 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 security agency. Wait, stands for Military Intelligence.
Section 5.
Holy shit, how cool.
And I think MI6 is the Secret Intelligence Service.
It really tinkled my berry, I have to tell you.
Bravo. So it's military intelligence, then section 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it goes like this. Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, TESPA, as the kids say nowadays. So, all right. So, COINTELPRO was actually, I'm going to say government, because the FBI is government. It's a government institution.
I mean, okay.
All right. If I'm wrong,
in
correct
Greece,
me.
it is like the Greek version of FBI CIA that we have is literally under the prime minister. So,
all right. Listen to this, guys. It's gonna tinkle your berry. So
you really try to make it happen.
It's gonna happen. So COINTELPRO was a secret covert operation conducted by the FBI from 1956 to 1971. All right. Now listen to this, okay? Because you know what it's gonna do. What is it gonna do?
Tinkle your berry.
Exactly. So basically, its purpose, and it actually happened, that's what they did, was to infiltrate, disrupt, and neutralize many political organizations and movements. So let's say during the 50s, 60s, 70s, there were anti-war protests. And that brought organizations that were like, okay, we don't want war in Vietnam. We don't war in this and that.
And also the segregation between races and people.
Exactly. For example, there were black powered movements, black powered.
Black communities that they were trying to ask their basic human rights, pretty much.
Exactly. So there were associations, civil rights association, working for betterment of society and all of that. So what COINTELPRO was the FBI actually throwing in some of their agents to infiltrate these organizations, to become one of them, to actually like disrupt them and dismantle them from within. Malaka, how evil on a scale of 1 to 10?
9.5.
I would say 11. Jesus. So they targeted anti-war activists, socialist and communist parties, black nationalist groups, and many, many others, all right? So they used surveillance, they used wiretapping, they used word of mouth, like spreading false rumors about these organizations.
Which seems less high-tech than the rest, because you say wiretapping and surveillance, and you say they spread false rumor. But imagine someone infiltrating those groups.
Yes.
And they start talking shit. And they create like this commotion between the people and among them, and they make them scary, because the only power of a movement is the will of the people to do something. So when you surveil them 24/7, they know what they talk about, and then you have targeted speech, like you find a specific person to say the specific thing, you can really change the morale in groups.
Of course, because that's like, why it's so evil.
And to be honest, the whole surveillance and wiretapping to listen to calls or whatever, it results in you knowing stuff so that you can manipulate them through spreading rumors or whatever.
Yeah, it's like a classic case of the Trojan horse, you know? You go and
Who created the Trojan horse, man? Like I forgot.
I forgot too. What a coincidence, we both forgot.
Bitch.
So that was an actual thing that happened for 20 years, all right? The government or FBI always denied that, we never did that. You silly willies, we would never do something like this. We're a respectable bureau. We deal with real things.
Like, imagine all the shit that we don't even know that happened.
That's what I'm telling you. This is why I love conspiracy theories, and I love conspiracy theories part 3 with a twist. Because sometimes, they're actually legit. Okay, like, some of them are crazy.
Every time that we're like, okay, let's make an episode of conspiracy theories, we have so many to pick from. And that's all that we know. Like, imagine what we have no idea that exists.
Yeah. Imagine all the things that would be and are. But yeah, long story short, they always denied the existence of such a thing. But guess what? Due to a theft, again, we're not promoting theft, but we'll just say in this specific scenario,
If it has nice results.
I mean,
it's
I
not
mean,
us. We're not promoting, but if it happens, it's okay.
if it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, I'm not gonna call it a chicken. Anyway, so a group of activists broke into an FBI's office in Pennsylvania.
How do you do that?
Exactly. You read my mind. How? If I say today, I'm gonna break into FBI's office and steal documents. I mean, maybe back in the days, it wasn't that strict. But yes, that's what happened, basically. They broke into one of their offices, stole some documents, non-promoted by Evolving But Backwards activity. So then they gave these papers to the press, and literally it showed that this was actually fucking happening. The FBI was infiltrating and, putting their nose into...
This is a very common tactic for a government to do something. When they don't like something, they just infiltrate them and try to ruin it.
But it's still shocking when it's proven.
Yes,
you know?
like exactly, because you know that it happens, but you don't actually have like written facts that it happened. So this is another conspiracy theory that back in those days, communities were like, okay, the government is trying to fuck us over and they're doing this and that. And then boom, here's the proof. Actually, yes, they were doing it.
They were actually doing it with a smile on their faces, must I say. So yeah, that obviously created a huge outrage. Congress then did investigation to this program and it was discontinued. I mean, no shit, they're gonna say that. Or you're gonna say, like, hey, sorry guys, it's kind of fucked up, but we're just gonna test it out a little bit further. Let's see where it takes us. So yeah, of course, what kind of investigation must have they done?
They always do it until they're getting caught.
Exactly.
That's the thing. Like, they have been doing it for, I don't know, like 20 years, and when the documents were released, like, okay, now that you found it, it's okay. Goodbye.
I made a whoopsie. Okay, all right. So yeah, very fascinating. Very fascinating. Okay. Now, segueing into something. You want to talk about death?
I want you to stop stealing my words. But okay.
Me? You steal my fucking phrases all the time.
Like I said, segue half an hour ago.
No, like terribly signomi, have a blessed day.
Okay, that's a catchphrase.
And now George is stealing my phrases as well. Like now people are saying in the group chat, have a blessed day. That's my thing.
True, I saw it. The moment I see this message, I think about you though.
Honestly, I need to fucking trademark this shit. Anyway, please go on.
Okay, next one. And the things that the more that we talk about the cases, the older we go. Okay, now we have the Dead Baby Project. Actually, the name is like Project Sunshine, if I'm not mistaken.
But what does everybody call it?
Dead Baby Project.
There you go.
Okay, so like 30s to 50s. Again, a lot of United States today.
Because this is what's documented. Much love to the US. Don't buy guns anymore.
Like for us in Greece, I'm sure a lot of shit are done, but there's no paperwork. Like
or whoever knows is 6 feet under. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. So Project Sunrise, it was pretty much bombing Japan, nuclear bombing. Okay, that was the project. So what the United States military or whatever, I guess was gonna be the military. The government was trying to figure out, like, scientifically, what is the results of a nuclear blast and the after, how do you call it? The after effects of the bombing, not the bomb itself. I mean, like, you throw the bomb goes boom, people die. But what about the afterfall and like all the ashes from the nuclear holocaust, whatever? So they were trying to see what are those results in also younger people, how to gonna develop or whatever. So what they were doing for, I don't know, like 20 years, because it was like before the bombing and after the bombing, because they kept on trying and making it better. I mean, we have nuclear bombs until today, like 70 years later. Back in the day, there was like this discussion that, okay, the government is stealing people to test the bombs. That was a conspiracy, that people thought that the government was literally kidnapping people to have them near bomb explosions to check what's going to happen to the bodies after, like, from the nuclear bomb. Not from the bomb itself, but from the
after effects, yeah.
From the after
radiation,
effects.
That kind of thing.
Which wasn't true. They were not snatching, like, living people. They were snatching dead people.
Seriously, I didn't know this. Shit.
Yes, like they found the documents years later after they made public that it was true. They were not kidnapping alive people, but they actually have, the government had in their payroll body snatchers without any consent to literally go and rob dead bodies. And then the scientists were like, okay, we want to test what happens in like younger people. So they stopped with the adults and they started robbing like freshly dead people. And this was from the government for scientific reasons. But imagine that they were not taking any consent from anyone for testing out nuclear stuff. And they were even getting like bones and limbs, not just even full bodies. They would go to a hospital that the baby was like born dead or whatever, freshly born. And they would take like bones, arms, legs and put them in nuclear explosion.
Yeah.
Is how you say it?
Exposure,
thank you. Just to see the effects that has on flesh and bones.
That's like next level. That's like, oof, I did not know this.
Nere, it's super fucked up.
I mean, the one redeeming thing is they didn't use the live people. I mean,
yes, I mean they didn't use live people, but you cannot think that the government is literally go and robbing.
Hires body snatchers
To find like dead limbs or whatever. Just, I mean, okay, it's for scientific purposes. The thing is that back in the day,
you can get consent though.
Human rights wasn't a thing. That's why the whole problem here is the consent, that there was no consent even from the family members.
But it's so fucked up.
And I remember there is a case, if I'm not mistaken, that there was a woman that her baby like died after birth, and they just like chopped the legs of the baby just to try them, and they told them from the hospital, because like it was a good governmental thing, that okay, you're not allowed to like dress up the baby. You're gonna have like a close coffin ceremony, because they literally just took parts of the body to test them.
They didn't tell the mom that they took the body parts?
I think she found out later and she...
I would sue and get a lot of money and then buy a lot of Bugattis. I would literally sue though.
To be honest, this is one of the most fucked up cases so far. Like all of them are obviously fucked up, because today we're talking about what was a conspiracy theory and then proven right. And
with
I think this with a twist.
With a twist.
Nah, man, like you're trying to make this happen as well. But this one is the darkest one.
Yeah. There's one as well, just very quickly, it's not within topic, but also when they were doing medication to cure syphilis and whatever, they would let African American men, even though they had a cure, let them not have the cure to see what would happen. Super fucked up. Anyway.
And throwing in there that Avril Lavigne is...
Avril Lavigne died, and what we have here is a doppelganger. Nobody can...
It's a clone. I mean, what can you do?
Yeah.
Okay, that's it for this one, a shorter one, but I mean, I don't want to talk, it's too macabre, to be honest.
I mean, yeah, that baby's and their chopped legs, I would say, but that's super fucked up. Even though they were dead, that's fucked up, eh? That's fucked up.
It is. To be honest, like 2 days ago, I was in my village, and super random thought, I don't know why. How do you become a butcher? Like one day you just wake up and you're like, okay, now I'm gonna start cutting flesh of animals. Yeah. Like, is it not a very weird profession?
It is a very...
I mean, if it's your dad or whatever, so you have it like a family business and your family is bringing you up like this and you learn it as a kid, I mean, kind of makes sense. But is there any point that anyone's life that you're like, I don't know, 20, 25, you're like, I'm gonna do something on myself, I'm gonna start butchering animals? Like, it's so weird to like start doing it out of the blue. True. Right? Super weird thought.
If you think about it, yeah. The other day I bought a whole chicken instead of like just chicken breast or whatever, and it had its little neck without its head. It was super weird. I have to tell you, while I was chopping it, it felt like it was alive. I know I'm not dumb. I know where meat comes from. I know that brown milk isn't from a brown cow, but I'm just saying, like, you know.
We all know not to eat yellow ice, yellow snow.
Because it has urine, guys. Just in case.
Lemon.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know why I had this thought, but based on the chicken part that you said, like you can see like a random topic, but okay, I mean, we have derailed all of our episodes.
Random anyway, yeah.
Yes. That the meat companies, like, I don't know, like the industry that deals like with food, they really try to disassociate the animals from the food.
Yes.
Like you go to the supermarket, you don't see animals, you see a steak, so it looks nice.
True.
Anyway.
True, and I always say one day I'm gonna become a vegetarian, but I love being carnivore.
Anyway, taking it from the meat industry, we have the
tobacco. What a beautiful segue, Habibi.
You're welcome.
We have the tobacco industry, We all know smoking kills. Me, as a former smoker,
What do you mean?
I'm a former smoker, meaning I quit.
No, I don't know what you mean smoking kills. I thought it was very healthy.
It's very healthy. Apparently, to the majority of doctors and, surprise, the government, tobacco was advertised. I'm not just saying, we didn't know it kills. We knew it kills. It killed. We knew it's toxic. We knew it causes cancer. And what, Marius? I'm saying
There is a bit of a controversy here because the thing is that the older you go in the human history, cigarettes was portrayed as something healthy to do.
Okay, but here we're talking like 50s, 60s.
This is where the conspiracy theory started because people were like, okay, actually it's not
dying.
healthy. Yes. Some people trying to prove that, okay, here are like studies of, okay, if you smoke, you get cancer. And then there were others saying, no, you're lying.
You're lying, exactly. So basically, there were advertisements by doctors, by government, blah, blah, blah. The tobacco industry as a whole was, obviously, it's advertising, no, that actually smoking, not only does it not kill you and cause you debilitating illnesses, it actually makes you healthier. You can smoke and with a smile on your face with your yellow teeth and be like happy. There obviously was a lot of pushback during this area by scientists and not all doctors. Some doctors were in the pocket of the tobacco industries, but some, let's say, doctors with a good conscience that were saying, hey, y'all, it's very cowboy, it's very manly, it's very nice, but it will kill you. And this persisted for many, many years, that still they were advertising it as good. Where does the evil conspiracy theory part comes in? The tobacco industry had scientific data and they knew. Are you listening to me? I hope you opened your eyes from the Bohemian Grove. Now it's okay, by the way. That they know. Just in case. There's going to be that one person.
I completely forgot that you said close your eyes.
No. That they knew for a fact, it wasn't like theory, that it killed you and it made you ill and sick, and they still promoted it as healthy. This is just a reminder, guys. You should not believe anything. Don't believe your shadow. Be very doubtful. But this was a small one, but a super evil one.
Actually, I have a bit more context about that one. So, the older you go, the best portrayed of portrayal. Can you say that? Portrayal of working vocabulary of cigarettes, like watch something from the 18,000s or 1910s, 20s. They, like, even the United States government was giving cigarettes to people that they were going for World War I or World War II. It was one of the things that they were giving them. So it was thought, for whatever reason, because people enjoyed smoking. Okay, so it was, since you enjoy it, it must be good. It's healthy. So during the 50s is when the first people started saying, okay, actually it kills people. Like, ever since we started smoking, more people die. And there were some doctors making papers on that one. And then you had the whole tobacco industry and the government, because
they make money.
They make a shit ton of money even today, saying that no, it's not true. So the whole thing that, even like that, something that we know today, that okay, if you smoke you get cancer, back in the day was considered a conspiracy theory, and it was super heavily antagonized from the government and the tobacco industry. A fun fact that every conspiracy theory that actually came to be true is from the government. Like every single one we have talked about is from the government. And when like the facts were more like, and they couldn't shush them or hush them, what they did is that they had a very famous and nice ad campaign for Lucky Strike, for example, that they said that okay, our cigarettes are like toasted.
Yeah.
So they're like better, which is literally in the process of every single cigarette to like toast it, like to like dry it or whatever. So because at some point they couldn't combat against the fact that okay, it kills, they just can't accept it without saying, yeah, okay, it kills, don't do it. They said, okay, ours, it's toasted. So
it's different.
Yeah, they sugarcoat it, like they focus on the positives or whatever. But imagine that something that we know today to be a fact, back in the day was like you were crazy to say that, okay, cigarettes are killing you.
Yeah. Also, can we talk about the hypocrisy that a lot of drugs like weed and other illegal substances shouldn't be illegal? Well, I think smoking tobacco should be illegal because it literally kills you, while weed does not. Again, I'm not advocating for weed smoking. You do you.
Legalize.
But yes, why is tobacco legal? It literally kills you.
Because they make a lot of money.
Exactly. And I saw somewhere as well from a reputable source like TikTok or Facebook that they want people to get sick because they can make a lot of money out of the industry.
It's an ecosystem. You smoke, they make a lot of money out of taxes. Then you get cancer. Then you pay for treatment. It's a never-ending circle. Like if you would, and also like the thing with weed is like. It really depends who you are. Like there are people that they start with weed and then they end up doing heroin. Okay, like
but I mean
with recreational drugs, yes. I mean, why is it illegal to do one drug like nicotine, which is actually a very addictive substance, but it's not legal to do HTC, how the fuck you call it?
Which is not addictive. I've heard.
Yeah, it's a very big discussion. You've heard. You don't know. I mean, what is weed?
I'm a good Christian boy. What are you talking about?
Okay.
All right. Segueing from the tobacco industry, what other substances were perhaps for a short while illegal, Marios?
So smooth,
I've impressed
malaka.
myself with that one.
A smooth criminal.
Classic.
Okay, so continuing with the trend of illegal shit in the government, back in the 1910s and 20s and a bit of 30s, so like roughly for 20 years. The other thing that was, again, very nice idea for the United States government. I mean, they were trying out things, they were kind of new.
They were trying to make things better,
So they had a lot of crime back in the day, and a lot of like gangsters and a lot of drunk people. So the best plan that they came up with is like, okay, let's make alcohol illegal.
Lol. Best idea ever.
Yes, prohibition. Okay, it was a thing. Like in Europe, they were like partying and drinking whatever, and then in the United States, they were drinking benzene, petrol from the car. So, like in prohibition, it was like wild. Like it was wild. Like gangsters, bootleggers, speakeasies, moonshine made from their houses in the mountains. Like it was wild. So people were like, to be honest, I think because they made it illegal.
It made it worse.
Like, because if you take away some fun fact, I don't know if it's true or an urban legend, but in Greece we had like the only good prime minister ever, like Kapodistria, was like from 200 years ago.
May God bless his soul.
They killed him, so I guess he was good. Okay. So the guy, and I don't know if it's urban legend, but we say that, which is also true to prohibition, that people were like poor, they didn't have a lot of food, so he imported from China like potatoes.
Okay.
And he was like, okay guys, we brought potatoes from the government, just we have warehouses there, come and get your free portion. Because the Greeks were like Greeks, they didn't trust the government, and they were like, probably they want to kill us or something. No one went to get his free potatoes. So what he did is that he put guards to protect the warehouses, but he told them, if they come, let them. So then the Greeks, because they saw the warehouses protected, they were like, okay, probably it's valuable. So they start stealing the potatoes.
Shut the fuck up.
I don't know if it's...
Oh my God, I love that story.
I don't know if it's legit or if it's an urban legend, but something that at least it's said in Greece, that it happened and how potatoes came to Greece.
I love that story.
To my mind, it kind of makes sense. So it's the same for prohibition. I think because they made it illegal, then people wanted it more. And they went to like extreme lengths. Which takes me to the next point, to the extreme lengths, is that the law said that it's allowed to have like recreational alcohol, like for drinks. There was a small loophole saying that you can make industrial alcohol, which is the alcohol used for like perfumes or for coloring, varnishes, I don't know, like hand sanitizers, like the non-drinkable alcohol.
Yeah.
So what the bootleggers were doing is that they were buying industrial alcohol and they were turning into like they were distilling it as much as possible.
Great idea.
They were making like shit alcohol. Like if you read about it, nobody said that the prohibition alcohol was the best. If anything, was trash. So what the government did, Actually, before I say what the government did, there were a lot of reports back in the day that there have been a lot of deaths related to alcoholism. Because, okay, we all know someone that is drinking more, but do you actually know a lot of people, like, I don't know, to have, like, in Athens, 30,000 people died from alcohol? I mean, it's not so common.
Yeah,
like,
true.
even if you're a drunk, like, you are, like, an alcoholic, you need years to actually die from, like, abusing and drinking alcohol every day.
Yeah.
And then you have, like, this 20 years that you have a huge increase of deaths from alcohol. So a lot of people start talking about it, and they start saying that, okay, the government is killing us and the alcohol is poisoned. That was the conspiracy theory. And everybody was like, okay, what the fuck are you saying? Like, of course the government is not killing us, of course the alcohol is not poisoned. And then
Plot twist,
like 3 years before the prohibition ended, they found documents, like as it was from some chemists. The thing is that there are specific chemicals in the industrial thing. So what the government told the chemists that they were making the industrial alcohol is that, okay, put poison, like a specific combination of elements that is poisonous. It smells bad, so that people don't drink it.
Oh, sweet summer child. You think people care?
And then people, obviously, it was their only source of alcohol. So the whole thing is that the speakeasies, the bootleggers, would buy industrial alcohol and then make their alcohol. Now the government told the people that they're creating the industrial alcohol to make it poisonous, when they knew that people would buy this to make booze.
Knew. Nobody drinks the alcohol for the smell or taste, honestly. Like, what the fuck?
So the industrial alcohol that was created from chemists, whatever, it was mandated from the government to be poisonous, on the mentality of that, okay, people will stop drinking. And then they were sold to boot moonshiners or whatever to create their own booze. And the thing is that the guys were trying to distill it as much as possible to
profit as much as
not
possible.
To profit, to like make it. They knew that it had poison. The thing is that they were trying to distill it and boil it so that it loses the poisonous effect, but obviously didn't.
Of course it doesn't, yeah.
And then in the end, like the chemists that they were making the industrial alcohol, they came up with a new formula so that it's not poisonous. Like it will not kill you. Like it would make you sick if you would drink it. But they also made it so that it smells like sulfur, like rotten eggs, like farts.
Something disgusting, yeah.
So like, okay, no way they're gonna drink this.
Yeah.
And then 3 years later, they stopped with the prohibition. They were like, they has it, like no one spoke about ever again. But it's like a proven fact that the government knew that people were drinking illegal industrial alcohol, and they made a treaty, or not a treaty, like how you call it, an agreement with the chemists that they make the formula for industrial alcohol to make it poisonous.
Shit, that's like next level.
No, I mean they literally knew that they were gonna kill people. They were like,
killing people.
They were like, okay, if you wanna drink, if you don't listen to us and you don't drink, die.
Amazing. Lovely. What can we say? We love governments.
Okay, and for the last part, don't tell me it's about the government again. The US government. Popo, we talked a lot of shit about the US government. If you want to give us a working visa, we're gonna come over. It's fine. It's just that you do a lot of shit, so we have a lot to talk about.
Nah, it's your fault, not ours. But I'm still red, white, and blue forever, baby. Let's go.
Listen to that accent. He's ready for Texas.
There you go. I'm ready for Texas. I can make a sick American accent, honestly.
Well, this episode is long.
It's very long, yes.
Ella, last one, Ella.
But okay, it's fine. It's fine.
Also, I want to talk about COVID.
We need a whole episode for COVID. All right.
Maybe next conspiracy theories, we just talk about conspiracy theories around COVID, because just on COVID there are like 6 different conspiracy
ones.
Okay.
Yes. All right. So with this smooth segue, we're gonna smooth as butter. We're gonna jump into Operation Northwoods. I know, sounds very sexy and dark.
Another
fancy name, but really, its underlying tones are not fancy at all. What is that, you might ask me? So again, sorry US, I love you. I swear to God, I watch all your reality TV shows. But yeah, so what they did is they created, let's say, this proposition of a plan, which is called Operation Northwoods. What it proposed was carrying out false terrorist attacks on American soil to justify military intervention in Cuba. All right. The plan, listen to this, it included things like potential hijacking of planes. Keep in mind, this is the 1960s, okay? Potential hijacking of planes, staging bombings, and committing acts of violence, all right? Thankfully, President Kennedy at that time said, nope, this is kind of like batshit crazy. We're not going to do that. But yeah, nobody knew about this operation until the 2000s, where, as we said in the beginning of the episode, some information gets declassified. But keep in mind, of course, I'm saying this because there was a conspiracy theory that people were going to do this, that the government was going to do this. And surprise, surprise, it was true. It was all true.
I don't believe it.
Sure, your virgin ears don't believe it, Marius. All right, but yeah, pretty fucked up, pretty ornery, but a fact. And I think now we should close off the episode.
Okay, look, it's now like an hour and almost 10 minutes. What the fuck?
Yeah.
I really enjoyed this one.
I really enjoyed this one too.
I also want to throw in some COVID there, but okay, we're not gonna keep it longer.
We can in the season 2.
Like season 2, we can start it with like first episode, and at that time maybe COVID is less of a taboo discussion.
Or probably we're in our 200th wave and blah, blah,
and
blah,
also
blah.
maybe at that point we have like thousands of subscribers and we make a shit ton of money or whatever.
Exactly.
And we are invited to the Joe Rogan experience.
Joe Rogan, who? Sorry, he will come to our experience.
The evolving but backwards experience.
There you go.
Okay, in any case, we said in the beginning, for the ones that would stick to the end,
we have
a teaser for the season finale next week.
All right, as per our brand, dark and fucked up, we're gonna bring.
This is our vibe, man.
Yeah,
all of our episodes are around these topics. Anyway,
I'm gonna let the cat peek its head out of the bag. It has to do with cults, but it's not just our opinions or...
We have a guest.
We have a guest, guys. I'm so excited.
What does a guest have to do with an episode about cults?
I mean, take a shot in the dark here. Come on. Yo, we have somebody who survived a cult. All right? That's all I have to say.
They were involved heavily. In a way, we're going to have...
Malaka, your mind is going to be blown. Sorry,
okay, so if you're following us and you like our vibe, the last episode should be a banger for season 1.
Yeah.
Popo, one more episode and that's it.
I know. End of a season. I wanted to say era, but just season for now.
Yes, because then on September we're going to be back at it.
Exactly.
Also, I realized that when I go to Japan, no episode for like 2-3 weeks because I will be abroad.
Maybe we're
gonna pre-record anyway.
Yeah, we'll talk offline
when the time comes. Anyway, thank you for sticking for another week.
Many efcharistos.
Now that we are on YouTube, like, share, subscribe, comment below, whatever you want.
Signal me, signal you. You're not subscribed, go do it now.
Exactly, the notification bell, but do use comments, like give us some clout, promote us on the algorithm.
Nah, I need a hater as well. A true sign of success is when you have a hater.
Yeah, we need some kind of drama.
Yeah, come on. Come on, guys.
Anyway, thank you. See you next week and bye.
Bye.